For sure, Travis. I mean, just seeing the front flip, you don't see it often, but to see something with a variation like that, that's part of what we're going to see at best trick a little bit later on, as right now, right side up trick from Javier Villegas.
No hand candy bar. I always called that the pastrana because it kind of, I don't know, it kind of reminded me of you, Travis, doing this. And look, he rolls in, side saddle takeoff here, whips it out into a big 9 o'clock knack.
Or flatliner.
Little bit flatliner style, little Dougie Parsons right there, one of our judges. So looking really good for, I just have to call him Javi. He was giving me the gears a little earlier for not being able to roll my R's, but I'm Canadian, we don't roll our R's.
He was giving you a little bit of gas. And he says that back home in Chile, they send him text messages whenever you brutalize his name. Good whip. And
whoa.
Now, something about Javier is he's come through the injury train quite a bit over the years, starting back in 2013, and he really had to battle his way back through 14. Didn't have the tricks in 15, he didn't feel like, but in talking to him today, it seemed like he was switched on, feeling good, and I gotta say, in practice, he was pretty much as sharp as anybody.
He looks great, and Javi is one of those guys that has excellent execution. Big hook, upside down, back flip, heart attack. Let's look at it.
Look at the extension.
Back. Check it out. He's looking back through the handlebars.
Degree of difficulty 1.07, so way up on the, and here comes the score, and he is going to move.
That's our highest score we've seen, actually.
Right, and he is on pace. He's now in the lead at the same place Josh was in his run. You remember how Josh finished his run with the double backflip.
Yeah, that was really cool out of Javi. And let's point out the reason it was such a high score, it was on the 120 footer, so he got that little bit of a bonus on the degree of difficulty. This comes through Cordova backflip, lands perfectly, comes all the way around. Javi not struggling with the bike like some of these guys on two strokes are right now. He's got enough power.
And with the degree of difficulty on that trick, it wasn't even a possibility for him to get to the score he needed to stay on pace for the lead. As we see now, he needs a 9.65 with his next trick, which is not possible based on the degree of difficulty. Even if he executes perfectly, he nails it pretty solid.
That's got to be in the 9.9 range for execution. Javi's definitely one of the guys that has that picture-perfect execution. He's kind of a littler dude, and he gets straight out and holds it a long time.
And we're going to see Javier go to the 120-foot jump once again. And then the combo.
Cordova to Superman.
It scares me because the way the bike is traveling and the way they're traveling with the Superman, it scares me because it feels like they're separating from the motorcycle.
Absolutely.
Completely.
The first time I actually saw him do that combo, I thought he was falling off. Absolutely.
And what we're going to see now is we're going to see something a little bit different. He's going to go with a surfer takeoff, kiss of death flip, Andy. Explain.
Okay, well, we were talking to him earlier. He was saying it's just so hard for him to get the right rotation on this trick. Oh, and he does it. I mean, can you imagine hitting one of these jumps on a motorcycle? Probably not for most of us.
Not
even
for me.
Then do it standing on the seat. Look at that. And then do a flip and a Superman as you're doing it. That's just an absolutely insane combo.
And one of the things Javier says about that trick is that normally on the flips, you push through with your feet, and that particular way, staying on the seat eliminates that, so it's all upper body. And late in the run, it's hard for him to do that, and he's able to pull through on it with a great execution.
Yeah, he said he'd much rather do that trick earlier when he's fresh, but just the way this contest works out, he had to do it as trick 9. And so, look at this, there it is again. And look, there's no real push. All he's doing is looking with his head to flip the 230-pound motorcycle all the way around.
And he was absolutely stoked as he moves into that third position, I believe, is what we're seeing with the score starting to drop. We're waiting for it. And right now, your top three, Josh Sheehan, Harry Bink, and Javier Villegas. As we saw a little bit early, Josh Sheehan with the double back, a front flip, progression is what we're talking about from here at the Nitro Games.